Hey, what's up, guys? It's me once again. Parliament is voting for Kholeka GCALEKA. So, this is the instance where Honorable Breitenbach gives a view why Kholeka GCALEKA is unfit to be a public protector. Let's hear her out.
Honourable Speaker, honourable members, and Honourable Taba, I almost think we weren't at the same interviews. The possible appointment of Kholeka GCALEKA as the Public Protector of South Africa has raised several questions, and it has certainly underscored the fact that the appointment process of the Public Protector needs to be re-evaluated. This time around, with respect to all candidates, the process delivered a crop of potential candidates who are fundamentally so far below par for the job of this magnitude, leaving the ad hoc committee, in my view, with no choice but to abort the process and re-advertise the position. Not one single candidate of the shortlisted, in our view, met all the minimum standards. Other parties will argue here today that Kholeka GCALEKA is an outstanding candidate who has proven herself fit and able to perform the functions of the job required. Precisely on what basis they argue this escapes me. Ms. GCALEKA meets the minimum educational requirements, that is true. It's also about the only positive thing one can say about her quest to be the public protector. Now, Ms. GCALEKA does not come to this point without a past. She was a prosecutor in the National Prosecuting Authority with some experience in litigation. Not investigation, that's not the job of a prosecutor. She was not there long enough to be described as an experienced litigator. And while there, she did not conduct herself with distinction. A serious question mark must exist over her personal judgment and her independence. She was peripherally involved in the Mluli matter, which cannot be regarded as a success, since his conviction was on the basis of such as watered-down charges that the murder of Mr. Oupa Ramagebe remains unaccounted for to this day. Her very cozy relationship, and some say intimate relationship with her boss, the rather odious Menzi Simelane, led to speedy promotions and her very vocal and active support of his role in the capture of the NPA.
Hey, Batu.
One cannot leave her role. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. One cannot leave her role in the Agliotti acquittal out of consideration either.
Point of order.
Having played her part in the destruction of the NPA, Ms.
There's
GCALEKA
a
moved
point
on.
of order, honourable member.
Having played her part in the destruction of the NPA,
Honourable Breitenbach.
Ms. GCALEKA moved on to the office
Honourable
of the Minister
Breitenbach.
for Lucy Digaba.
Honourable Breitenbach. Please, there's a point of order.
What?
Yes, Honourable Khatebe, what is your point of order? Yes, what is your point of order?
Honorable Speaker, I'm rising on Rule 84, the issue of the unparliamentary language of using intimate things here in Parliament. But apart from that, I'm rising on the issue of the offices which are affected, just like the independent office, like that of the Public Protector. Currently, Ms. Kholeka GCALEKA is the acting Public Protector. She cannot be denigrated the way she's been done here. Thank you, Chair.
I thank you, honourable members. Honourable Kubai, is that a point of order?
Thank you very much.
Before Kubai comes in, denigration simply means to criticize unfairly. How is that a point of order? Because it needs to be established that Honorable Breitenbach is indeed criticizing GCALEKA unfairly. Now, GCALEKA, during the interview, accepted or agreed with Honorable Breitenbach that she indeed was at the NPA, as a prosecutor. She indeed worked under Menzies Simelane. She indeed was involved in the case that to which of Mdluli, to which Miss Breitenbach is referring over here. And they all worked in the same environment. And Miss Breitenbach is saying that it was rumored in the office this to be the case. Now, how is that denigration except to point out that this person has not ascended in the corporate ladder in the proper way? Because remember, there's always a statement that an individual must be proper and fit to carry out the duties in a particular office. So how is that denigration, seeing that Ms. Breitenbach was there as an advocate and this rumor mongering were taking place at the time she was there, senior obviously to GCALEKA? Now, perhaps it would be fitting to say, to rather ask a question, can you substantiate your claims? You get the point? I'm not sure if her claims can be called denigration, save that the chairperson already could hear by how she was making noise that there is a point of order, that she is politicizing this whole issue rather than focusing on the matter factually. Facts do not necessarily care about anybody's emotions, and it seems here that they are being emotional rather than being factual. Let's go to the next one, Kubai, whom I expect obviously nothing better because she also is from the same crop, but let's hear her out.
Honorable Speaker, I rise on a point of order. Honorable Speaker, the honorable member here gives an insinuation of a young woman rising through sexual favors in the job, in this country, in this day. With what we have gone through, we can't allow this, Madam Speaker. It can't be allowed to even have such an insinuation in this type of a house with the past we have and what we are going through as women in this country. Thank you.
I thank you, Honorable.
No, but that is completely nonsensical. What if it is true? You say in this country, in this day, with what women are going through, what are women going through in this country right now? Because this is not about GBV. The question that is arising here is, you are saying this cannot be allowed because of what women are going through in this country. How is that a point of order? Because what you ought to be saying is this statement is not factually correct. It cannot be corroborated by independent evidence because you were not there. Ms. Breitenbach was there, which literally means she being an advocate, she is a first-hand witness to what was being said in the office, and you were not there. Once again, I'd like to point out that facts don't care about your feelings. The fact that you feel that this insinuated that GCALEKA went through the corporate ladder by dishing out sexual favors, and therefore you feel that this is bad-mouthing her, is neither here nor there, because it doesn't discount the factual account of what took place in that environment when it took place. So these are historical facts that Ms. Breitenbach is putting on the table, and instead of dealing with those issues, you are emotionalizing the issue. And you say with what women are going through in this country right now, women are not going through anything right now in this country. And that's a fact. Look at this parliament. How many women are over here? Women have not been oppressed since 1994. Our constitution is pretty clear. Rights are enshrined there for all South Africans, and as I always say, women's rights are human rights, right? So there is no reason why, therefore, we should be having this notion that women can be criticized or women cannot be put on a Zoom. You zoom into their activities to see, or microscope, to see whether or not they are corrupt, whether or not they are ascending in the corporate ladder by what if indeed she did dish out those sexual favors? Does it make her fit and proper to be a public protector? You get the point? So the approach to which this matter ought to be dealt with that Breitenbach is putting on the table is not necessarily to dismiss it through majority, but it is to scrutinize it, to get to the bottom of it, and to assess the veracity of the claims. You're talking about a public protector here who, even before her appointment, she's become a president protector. Even her relationship to the president was devoid of the facts which were on the table, because she created a definition of what it is to make remunerative work or to perform remunerative work in the public sector. No other public sector employee would be allowed to have what to call a farm, as President Ramaphosa has, and be earning money from it. They would be dismissed. That's pretty clear in the contracts of the public service, particularly as you enter into SMS. This is actually being asked, and you have to articulate whether or not and make any declaration, and they will tell you immediately to stop that business or whatever the case may be. So this public protector has gone on to come up with a different definition of what it means to perform remunerative work, which already is suspect. And the question that Breitenbach is bringing on the table is to say, this person is not fit and proper for this position. She has not done any investigative work anywhere. She was a prosecutor, and a prosecutor is not the same as an investigator. That's a fact which you have not dealt with. And then she goes further to say, as a person who was an advocate, who was in that office, who's an advocate who was in that office, who was senior to this individual was very close in proximity to Menzi Simelane. And in the interview of the public protector, GCALEKA never denied that. In fact, she considered it. Now, the question then that arises is it necessarily an incorrect thing for her to have been in close proximity to Simelane? No, not necessarily, but consider the fact that she was a trainee prosecutor. So how does a trainee prosecutor get to be in close proximity to the head of the NPA? You get the point? So already there is a smoking gun here somewhere. And when somebody who was in that office, who herself is a female, is saying that there were rumors in the office that this woman has gotten favors or dished out sexual favors to come up in the corporate ladder, that is not something to dismiss outright, save that the African National Congress is so much corrupt that right now they do not know what to do with themselves. Their job is to protect one another, to dish out cronyism, and to support any individual regardless of what the person has done. Think about the fact that Kivit is seated here. She's a minister, yet at the time that she was being sworn in, an allegation of her qualification came out that she got an honors degree and a master's degree from a university that was complaining that she didn't meet the RPL requirements, nor did she have any degree, meaning she went into an honors degree with a matric, which is something that nobody else is allowed to do. And therefore, the university is questioning the degrees that she's holding. But Ramaphosa went ahead and still, for the lack of a better word, sworn the person in. Now, this is the problem. I'm citing that to point out that they do have the tendency of simply continuing with business as usual, regardless of what facts are on the table. So they have this mentality that says, don't confuse me with facts, my mind is made up. So here they have gathered to send GCALEKA forward. Whatever facts are now emerging, they must dismiss those facts, right? They must focus on emotionalizing and gaslighting the whole country and not look into the facts because their mind has been made up. This is problematic. This is a serious problem, because once she is in the office and some of these issues and the people that were involved come forward to testify, what are they going to do about it? Because by that time it would have been late. This is the correct time to say, wait a minute, we can't send this person to be a public protector. We're not going to make a complete U-turn. We're going to press a pause here. Let's investigate Ms. Remember, Breitenbach is an admitted attorney, and she is in parliament. So why would she lie? what reason does she have as an admitted attorney to lie against another attorney? This is because she could be sued. Can you see this? And she was the one who raised these issues when she was interviewing GCALEKA. So I do have a problem with how the African National Congress is handling this issue of Kholeka GCALEKA. I don't necessarily have a personal problem with Kholeka, save to say I don't think she handled the issue of Ramaphosa properly. And now these issues that Breitenbach is bringing on the table, they certainly need to be looked into. They are not issues to be pushed underneath the carpet. Okay, well, you tell me what your views are concerning the matter. Do you think that Breitenbach was denigrating GCALEKA? Or do you think that this matter should have been ventilated properly? She should have been asked to make available evidence of her claims, because GCALEKA is not here to defend herself, but she's being voted into power. That is why Breitenbach is seeing a need to say, wait a minute, let's bring a halt, let's pause. This person is not qualified because this is how this person ascended. Remember, we don't have SAA today because we had an incompetent director as the head of the board. You remember that? That person was allowed, and no matter what was said in the public domain, it was denied. Only it comes out now that she indeed had a relationship, an intimate relationship with Jacob Zuma. But this was denied by the African National Congress in support of this woman. And look at what the train wreck that she caused at SAA. That is now Mieni, Dudu Mieni. Yeah, you get the point? We can't have a scenario where you are emotionalizing everything. We need to look into these issues, find a methodology. It may be that Parliament currently doesn't have a method by which they could assess this. And if that is the case, they need to say it. For an example, think about this. They came up with the Section 94 committee to get rid of the public protector. Surely they should be able to come up with controls prior to swearing in a person as a public protector to say, if there are such serious allegations that this person has tendencies of dishing out sexual favors, and that's how she ascended to power. Look at how she disdained the Busisiwe Mkhwebane simply because she was another woman. So to come up and stand on the podium of women to say the way women are treated, Busisiwe Mkhwebane was a woman. How was she treated? This outrage is just pure hypocritical as far as I'm concerned. And a hypocrisy that is designed to emotionalize this issue rather than look at it factually. Okay, look, that's my rant as far as that one is concerned. You'll tell me what you think down below on the comments. Ciao, ciao.